We take the streets at a quick pace, Cyrus leading to wherever. I find it difficult to keep up with him, though, and in more ways than one, my head is still swimming from the mention of this war. What level is the war, do you think? You mean, what level do I think it'll be? It hasn't happened. With any luck, it won't. Luck. I'm thinking this could be something like a 4 on the scale. 4! 4 is... Oh, gracious. 4 is 1 away from 5, and 2 away from 6, which is terrible. 6 is very, very terrible. The worst. And 4, though. A war without rules? That must be partly gross. Particularly partly. Only partly gross. It's only a 4. That must be particularly gross. It's a very disturbing prospect. So disturbing that I grab my hair and almost shut my eyes. Oh, God. What exactly is this? What will happen? Test. What do you think? Is it really the time for tests? I'm very appreciative that I'm even doing this work, Winter. He seems so much more angry than before. How irksome. What do I think? What it could be? Well, first of all, Gabriel will respond to Brighton's threat. Gabriel. Possibly. Possibly? Why wouldn't they? I'll answer that for you. Because it might work in their favor to ignore it. I don't get it. Just think, Winter. Oh, okay. Just think. Wonderful advice. Well, maybe then they just don't care at all about Brighton, and they'll just use this tantrum as an excuse to destroy them? That's nonsensical. I know. Keep pointing out how I'm like a fish attempting to walk. That's right, Winter. You're right about why they wouldn't respond. Wait, what? That's absurd. Isn't Gabriel a leech on Brighton's back? They need Brighton, so why would they want to destroy it? Well, they wouldn't actually destroy Brighton. What they do is invade and take away what little freedom and independence the country still clings to. Then they'd be able to take advantage of the citizens in its ways unprecedented. What a disgusting thought. I can hardly even imagine it. Yeah. Alright, now here's another question. Why does Brighton think he can take on Gabriel? Damn it, Cyrus. How should I know? The same way you knew the first answer. I was bullshitting! Language. Sorry, sir. Thinking about recent events might help. Goodness, you trying to get me thinking in place of murders? Those are the boots I would not like to fill. I guess I have to, though. You mentioned recent events. I can't think of minimum wage increase when emboldened this country is enough to believe that they could stand against the obviously superior nation. Especially with how unimpressed the president... Especially with how unimpressed the president seemed to be about it. Even David wasn't terribly excited. Oh, David. What was it that David mentioned? Their new army. The person I spoke with, his name was David. Said that Brighton had gotten a military recently to defend against the border country, Fedria? He said that because Fedria is dangerous and ignores treaties, isn't it more likely that this army was actually created to engage with Gabriel? An actual military. Well, it would seem of a new kind of weapon, at least judging from how the locals reacted. And that would explain the confidence. Oh, you're smiling. Look, we did good. I think. Let's see, Winter. You are cut out for this. Fuck yeah, I know people are gonna die. Wait, don't reference things I mumbled to myself before we can game here, creep. Then you understand the situation. Yes, but I'm still curious. Is this more like level 5 war? As Brighton and Gabriel are technically separate, I can't call it might happen a civil war. Then it's technically just a technicality. That's just technicality. Just technicality? I figured Brighton and Gabriel were still very close. Well, look at you. You're all calm. I found invitation. I am not calm if essentially this is level 5 war. Well, you look it. And well, with my frown. Well, that isn't all there is. How this might proceed largely has to do with what level I would... Oh, fuck. Well, that isn't all there is. How this might proceed largely has to do with what level I would give this potential war. Cyrus stops, and I stop in turn. We're now in front of a fountain. This is the fountain, if you can't see. It took me the entire time to realize now. To realize that the city streets are deserted. The doors are even clear of those ragged children who would ask us for pennies. Could it be that everyone's listening to the address before I can drift off into stone? Cyrus looks down on me. A nuclear weapon is one that can kill lots of people and destroy lots of things almost instantly. Excuse me? Honestly, Winter, what do you think it meant earlier when I said a lot of dying would be expected? I wouldn't go into depths, but it's not something you'd have been taught yet. I've dealt with it before, though you're lucky. I am not lucky at all, not even the slightest. What kind of thing is it? Is it magic? This isn't a magical world, Winter. I think the higher-ups won't be going to those just yet. They're less fun than they sound. I should not be going to worlds with the wars either. Point. You can check your codex for information about what we'll be dealing with if you'd like. I need to contact support and update them anyway. So at least it'll give you something to do while you wait. What is it called exactly? Just nuclear weapons? I think they're broad, like spear weapons or fruit drink. I believe that's a fusion bomb. While Barnum didn't specify, the rumor I heard supports it. Also, it makes sense considering their reactions. Reactors. Close. Reactors? You forgot? We saw them when we first arrived. This country utilizes fusion reactors for power. Ah, right. The looming and shadowy giants that stand on the distant steeps. I remember not wanting to remember them. They were disconcerting. Many other things here, they look like a mess. Unlike many other things here, they vibrated. I thought they were going to violently break apart. I mean, it's not wrong. Anyway, fusion bomb should be under weapons. Obviously, it's technically not pure fusion, but most worlds can only do so much. Not pure? Well, it's a limited reaction jump-started by fission. True fusion bombs are rather like man-made stars. Stars are beautiful. Not the word I'd use for those. Just keep the distinction in mind and read the fusion bomb entry. Right, understood. I mumble this as Cyrus turns away from me and begins raising his wrist to his mouth. Suddenly pauses, though, and addresses me again. Oh, and Winter, while you're at it, check out the appropriate entries pertaining to this world. Always mind your codex. It could save lives. Remember to keep tabs on it. Understood, sir. Look onerous, as both of us are sporting bracelets which look very similar and stylish and both of us are sporting bracelets which look very similar to stylish and thin digital watches. We have to regularly hide these from view as we are advised that they are considered suspicious looking things usually. Hey, it's Cyrus. You guys probably know there's trouble on this world. Yes, more trouble. Cut the cutesy crap. This isn't the time. I'm actually... Oh. He's actually what exactly? I look at him. He notices that I'm listening, shifts a little, and walks out of my range of hearing. That's worrisome. I look back at my wrist device, my ICD. Interplanetary Communication Device. A name which does not actually cover all that it does. It also carries a database and tells time and probably 1,000 other things, as it is fancy. Honestly, if there's anything magical I've encountered so far as a student mediator, it's most definitely the ICD. Science, magic, or some such. It basically is everything. It's how we get to other worlds and can teleport around them. And it can open up a tiny pocket dimension for holding things. An inventory, it's called. I think it's pretty cool. You have a bag of holding, essentially. Piece of shit. I want one. And it came from my own world. I never would have imagined. Oh, this in your world is so great. Do all this stuff and immediate whatever. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll go back to reading. Right now I need to access the codex. I focus this thought, open the codex, and the device recognizes the command as it's linked with my mind, which is awesome. Should keep on fucking bragging. A tiny holographic screen emits from the device in a rather inconspicuous fashion, yet still an acceptably readable size. We can navigate the database searching for, well, let's see, Sol, Brighton, Gabriel, and Fedria too. I suppose. I think I'll leave Fusion Bomb for last. It actually opened up my... Oh, great. More reading. Wonderful. Brighton is a minor society on SH659541. Sol. With a strong historical presence, connections to both Gabriel and Fedria. A set of several rich mineral deposits. It was previously a Gabriel colony, but gained independence 120 Sol years ago. Shares a large portion of its borders with Fedria, and a truce has been signed between Gabriel and Fedria concerning the territory. Brighton was still a colony at the time. Although Brighton shares in technological advancements with another country, it does not share in prosperity and is economically weak by comparison. The Brighton people are hardworking and close-knit group and tend to describe themselves metaphorically as ants. Besides, now you haven't visited this planet. Okay. System 8659541, planet P73813, local name Sewell, says active, type planet, major societies 9, development scientific low-level rapid advancement, physics rigid, planet shared with S240821, S8659540, S8659543, isolated yes, visits 45, personal security note, many species of fish on Sewell are poisonous to earthen, avoid seafood to be safe. System 8659541 Sewell is one of 4 planetary civilizations to reside on the plane 73813. Currently, it is unaware of its distant neighbors and is likely to remain so as not to achieve interstellar travel. Sewell's 5 continents are largely arid and mountainous, however, each contains small patches of fertile land. These lands were once in danger due to war and conflict, but are now fiercely protected as a result of mediation visits through numbers 8 through 5. Oh, I can't use mine. Alright. S865949541. God damn it. I guess Brighton. Alright, move this out. Whatever. Contains 12 oceans, all of which are heavily salted and somewhat acidic. Nevertheless, these oceans contain a variety of sea life, and consequently, fishing constitutes a large portion of both the economy and the food supply of Sewell. International conflicts with regards to ownership and right to fish sea life was resolved in mediation visits 16 through 22. The harsh conditions on the planet led to an increase in the rate of technological advancement, causing Sewell to teeter on the brink of outlier classification. Scientific discoveries can happen much more quickly here than in most worlds due to this level of chaos in the system are variable and may spike unexpectedly. However, overall this has not been a common occurrence. Although there are 9 societies on Sewell of notable influence, there are 3 that are particularly important to the system. Those 3 are called Gabriel, Fedria, and Rosaria. Yeah. The remaining 6, Roma, Caris, Dom, Jonas, the Madlins, and Messe, are not usually of major consequence, but they are often caught up in the quarrels of the main 3. The main 3 will be covered in brief in the following paragraph. Please visit the respective codex. Gabriel is the most economically powerful of the 3, largely due to its sizable number of colonies scattered through across the globe. It is also the most frequently problematic. Fedra is a military superpower as well as a paragon of the arts. It is prone to warring and is also commonly involved in the subject of mediation. Last society, Rosar, is diabolical. Wow. Having a reputation of cruelty and bizarre acts of violence, is used fear to rise to power and control its populace. Interestingly, it is least problematic of the 3, and its involvement issues dramatically lower the levels of chaos. Despite Sewell's occasional high levels of chaos, it is not often required mediation and is considered quite stable. Still, caution should be taken to visit this world. Oh! Oh, come on! There's so much! I honestly don't care. You can see fusion weapons initiated by fission. For pure fusion weapons to the entrance on true fusion. Fusion bombs, also known as nukes, are highly destructive weapons fueled by. I think y'all know what a nuke is. Fallout. Blah, 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 blah. If you want to read this, you can pause right now. I don't. As much as I like the story, I know what a fusion bomb is. Radiation sickness, yeah. Certainly, this is amazing. I smile pleasantly in admiration of technology. Most unfortunately, my smile is very, very temporary. As it turns out, the fusion bomb is incredibly horrible. Something that will detonate and destroy everything in a very large radius with discerning rapid. And its wake is a kind of miasma so powerful that it sticks to the place for several decades before dissipating. It causes sickness to those who do not die and greatly increases the chance of cancer and mutations in children and survivors. Okay, I can stop reading so fast. Once again, I'm affronted by the sense of unreality that has persisted since my introduction into Meditorium. It's not even something you would read about in storybooks. This is not a thing one can imagine. Why would you kill someone else? Why would you kill hundreds, thousands, millions? What's more, with such effects, what does it accomplish? They said I would not understand it for a long time, that it would be covered later in my schooling, and that until then, I would not be allowed to mediate wars. I understand this now, though. It may go down in a matter of hours, but what will happen if I remain in this foolish ignorance of mine? My heart thumps and my stomach twists. I put my hand over my mouth and squeeze my eyes shut. I'm not the type to freak out, but I am freaking out a lot today. Winter. Calm down now. Make it through this and you'll be better for it, okay? I close my codex and look at Cyrus. He places his hands on my shoulder. The gesture does not help. For some reason, it makes it feel worse. My heart tightens and my tears escape from my lids. I feel the same feeling that comes when I imagine how it would feel if my dad were to die. Only the feeling is much worse. It's much more distorted and disgusting. Intercepts the warbling voice of my emotions are in tatters. I'm sorry, sir. I don't understand. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. Winter, come here. You aren't stupid. You're a smart girl. I am. I'm incredibly stupid. You know it. You're just a little hard-headed. It's okay. You're young, Winter. And you're strong, too. You're strong, Winter. I just don't get it. I'm sorry. I raise my head and look at his face. Through my tears, I see that Cyrus' cheeks are more flushed than my own. He jumps a little as if we are startled and hugs my head to his chest. Oh, he's a good guy. He's kind of a dick, whatever. His heart is beating very fast, and I clutch the bottom of his shirt. When he speaks, his voice reverberates through his body in a powerful way. So powerful that I feel a little more confident. We will not fail. I lift my head and look at him again. He shivers and looks at me from the fountain. I'll make sure of it. But only if you shape up. I'm terrified. I know. Okay. Alright, well, let's finish this up, alright? We'll get through this together. I push away from him and wipe my eyes and cheeks. I feel as though this is too much for me to take. It's hard to have faith in Cyrus. The further I go down the path of the mediator, the harder it is to have faith in anything. Still, I feel so wrong. I have to stop, right? Just stop all this from happening. Just stop this war, plain and simple. I steel myself and stare directly into Cyrus's eyes, sure to convey my conviction. Sir? Yes? I'm confident that we will succeed here, too. I'll also make sure we will not fail. The month is a good one to Harrison. Hold on to it. It's easy to lose. Alright, let's kill the president. My soul decides to flee from my chest. What? What? That's the obvious course of action. No, it's not. That's the least obvious thing. Oh, then what's the most? Talk to him? Convince him we shouldn't do the thing he wants to do? Winter, we don't have the time for diplomacy. Mediation is all about diplomacy. No, it isn't. I shouldn't even have to tell you that. Mediators are simply neutral parties that enter worlds with their problems, assess the situation, and solve the issues by whatever means. Fucking other guy, god damn it, Cameron. Mediators are simply neutral parties that enter worlds with problems, assess situations, and then solve the means by whatever means necessary. That was redundant. You really are scum. What? I look him in the eyes, nearly snarling. What is it, sir? You think I'm deaf? Every student knows how you handle things. That's right, people talk about you. Everyone knows you're murderous and cold. Ugh. Don't talk to me like I'm stupid. I remember what they said at orientation. I know that settling existence to balance is totally important. I know it's needed, but I thought we were more heroic than that. And I can't believe I felt confident because of you. You even hear yourself? What is necessary? We shouldn't lower ourselves to that barbaric level. I'm really starting to tire of your lip, Harrison. Now listen here. Many in Brighton do not support aggression against Gabriel, I've heard. That's only natural. War is a terrible thing. Furthermore, while poverty extends far, it can be argued that the situation is for the best. Barnaby does not see that, though. He sees his own solution as the only solution. People do not side with him. That is at least one issue that needs to be addressed. They must support him. They must feel his decision is right. So I will kill him. In doing so, the balance should be placed upon Gabriel, and it should be clear to the populace that they have an enemy to fight. What is he saying? Was all that talk to prepare me to accept this evil? To prepare me to these calculated deaths? You're not just asking me to support killing a man, are you? You're going to allow the nuclear bomb to be launched as well. Are you insane? I can't sit by and allow that. You underestimated the plight of these people. For Barnaby, who has no real power to arrest and for himself in such a dramatic fashion, to suggest that he's not willing to listen to reason. If we had longer than 4 hours, then it would have perhaps been possible to change his mind. But like this, just forget it. That nuke will be launched. All we can do is untie these people before they go to war. We can still bring this nation to order. Order? Does that bother you? Stability is paramount, Winter. So cool your head. Think about this logically already. Being a mediator isn't being a mediator is not a thing of emotion. That's what? That's only your opinion, and you're only one person. Don't act as though you know anything. I don't know a lot. But what I do know is that murder is worse. I want to redo this because it's a powerful line. You feel me? Okay. I don't know a lot. But what I do know is that murder is the worst thing a person can do. So horrible and disgusting and terrible that we don't even write about it. And it never happens. What? You want to rebel against me again? I don't know. I don't know if I should, because you're kind of right. It doesn't look like it. I should taint it by their troubles, that it is doubtful. I could convince the president to stop this. Killing him instead, though? Letting the nuke go off, too? Could I even forgive myself for that? Or we probably don't have very much time. From what I've read and what I've heard, it seems that weapons can only be released. It seems that weapons can be released very easily, very, very soon. Winter. Plus, I need more information. Are you saying that preventing the launch and the war is possible? Impossible. I've mentioned before that with luck, it won't be. With their president gone and the only remaining leader being a backup, there may at least be a delay on the bomb, which would give us more time to attempt other plans. The death of the president could also lead to Gabriel taking Brighton much more seriously, since it signals a dangerous level of civil unrest. In which case, Gabriel would probably leash this nation completely before they even had the chance to launch the nuke. Alternatively, there's a small chance, a very small chance, that Gabriel will give in to Barnaby's demands. In the likely case that none of these possibilities come to pass, however, you can expect a relation between Gabriel and Brighton to proceed much differently from now on. Brighton doesn't believe that Gabriel has a stranglehold in them, so complete that they can kill the president in less than an hour before the threat of aggression. Some will be in fear to rebel against the power, but many will be emboldened in the belief that Gabriel has gone too far. Once more, once the bomb's gone off, the citizens won't be afraid for much longer. The fusion bomb holds unprecedented power here. Nobody understands it, not even Brighton. It could separate those two muddled nations and produce a new world order. As an added bonus, once they see its power and grow to fear it, it's probable this world will never see a nuclear weapon launched again. If Barnaby were to launch it now, and its nation's consent, the people would be, without, by the way, not if you have that. The people would condemn him as a tyrant, and it could lead to both a civil war and an international one. We need to make him a martyr, a hero in death. It would be a sacrificial symbol of Brighton's loyalty, and the people will follow him post-mortem. Gracious. He seems so full of himself. Should really be for the best. Did this really bring about order? What should I do? Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh god, there's choices! There's choices! I don't know what to— yeah, we're going with Cyrus. Yeah. Fine. I refuse to invest any more heart into this. It's out of my hands. I'm just here to watch, yeah? And that's what I'll do. Silence is to go around murdering people, and I should fucking quick save. God damn it, Cameron! If Cyrus wants to go around murdering people and not being a terrible person, then I guess that's his prerogative. I'll just consider this an example of how not to be a proper mediator. This is all we can do, Winter. Yes, whatever. I must say the thing I hate the most about this is that he is entirely wrong. Not about the murdering, that's definitely wrong, no question. Even that, I don't really know about anything. Cyrus is a mentor. He has been doing this for a while. Evidently, from the candor in his voice, he's good at it too. Even if I took the lead in the face of my experience, anything I suggest is likely to fail. It's just so frustrating. Winter? I'll follow you. But I hope you know that I won't be killing anyone. This is your bloodstained proposal, not mine. I'll watch and I won't help. And that's all you're here for. That's right. I'm only here to watch and learn. That's all. As such, I stopped talking and just stare at him instead. What we need to find is a library. Is that so? We need to find out where the president is. We've visited this world before, but not this country. We don't know where the government office is, or even if that's where the president will be. We need to learn more, and quickly. This feels like a lecture. Wait here. He turns and runs off to a woman passing by. One of the several women and men who seem to have begun filling the streets as the president's address presumably ends. Well, okay, fuck, that wasn't his voice. I didn't exactly have the urge to flee just now or anything, although I wouldn't mind going home and ignoring all of this. Demanding a withdrawal is a failure, though, so I'll stick with it. Granted, I'm sure they would make an exception for this situation, as unique as it is, but no, I have to see this through. I ought to see this through. I turn my chin back at my mentor, who's finally reached the woman. Though she notices him, he's wearing an expression so stern I'm sure it would stun her. But after that point, she's met with a bright face and a smile. He begins talking with her amiably. Outside of my earshot, I stop paying him any mind. Something about that high charisma of his now disgusts me. Perhaps it's the basely manipulative angle from which he ultimately approaches everything. And justifying the means, leaning to the many over the few. Various ridiculous philosophies. Even for having to be around him, I feel gross and dirtied. Worse for being associated with him, and especially worse for letting him do what he wants to do. But of course, I shouldn't let any of it bother me. Just as you said, my job is to watch. This isn't my responsibility. Distance from him now, I start to feel much calmer than before, and when he returns, I've settled down enough to feel oddly impassive about the whole situation. Sweet. Complete apathy. I just ask for directions. There's a library close by. Come on, we're running. With that, he takes off on his friend, clearly slower than his true pace. I would guess for my benefit. For a second, I contemplate walking, but I reasoned promptly that there was no point in making matters any worse. I follow fast enough. Being in the presence of books has a placating effect on placating. Ever since we entered here, I've been breathing sighs. Everything makes sense in books. Everything is carefully placed, planned out, logical, and clear. They reflect what I admire in reality, of course. Reality doesn't offer such things anymore. After all, here I am, sitting in the library of another world, in which we're tapping away on keys to find a man to kill. Huh. I wonder what kind of book A World with Wars has. I wonder how bloodshed and suffering. As long as they're fiction, I'm not likely to read them. Granted, I've lately found it difficult to determine what exactly fiction even is anymore. Got it. That's... I almost say that's good, but catch myself from automatic politeness. Nothing about that is good. I should have sabotaged his computer somehow. Well, I suppose all that's left is the murderer man. I give Cyrus a curious glance and suggest a question, possibly one eliciting the whereabouts of the president. He seems to pick up on it. Don't worry about where he is. It's not like it would mean anything to you. Instead, I've got to tell support. We can't shift on our own unconfirmed locations. I'll tell you this, though. The site is pretty open. The floor plan of the entire government building is online. Found it on a website offering tours of all places. The residence office is on the top floor. We'll try going directly there. I break my glazed donut. I break my gaze and look directly into the computer monitor. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Cyrus lifting his wrist to his mouth and talking into it. I could eavesdrop, so I don't really care, and instead turn to the halls of bookshelves. Now here's a thought. If there are an infinite number of worlds, and supposedly infinite number of worlds, then theoretically there's no limit to what can be written, right? That would mean that each world has their own unique writings, their own unique piece of an infinite collection. How enlightening. We're going, Winter. I wonder how long I can keep this charade of nonchalance. I'm afraid that as soon as I take it down, I'll be completely aware of the severity and sickness of the oncoming event. So I don't want to go. I don't want to see this. I am going to watch a man die. I'm going to let a city be destroyed. I can't believe I joked about this. I completely relinquished my rebellion. Now I can't say anything. I can't save anything. Could easily say that it was my fault, and wouldn't need to convince me. I could have done something. I could have tried harder. This is a lesson. I'm gonna stop coming to class. I must keep going, though. Regardless of my feelings on the matter. Really, I have to. I have to keep doing this. I have to keep dealing with him. I'm gonna have to allow this, then I can't hide from it. I'll look back at Cyrus. The coordinates have been sent to your ICD. We'll be going there together in 5. I lift my wrist and turn the small screen towards me. There are coordinates and countdown showing. Cyrus is taking them from his inventory. There's a gun. Before I even see it, I know what it is. A weapon. He pulls it out and I'm at a loss for words. I only know that it's the gun from it being vaguely similar to the one in my textbook. It looks much stranger than the textbook gun and seems disturbingly sinister. Perchance my way of thinking is warping my perceptions. Hopefully not. I wonder how Cyrus got it. We aren't given weapons for our work, but we're allowed to take things from different worlds along our travels and store them within our inventories. Surely there's a story of how that gun wound up with him. Surely there's a story of how he got each of the countless weapons he keeps in his inventory. If I didn't load them, I might even ask. No, sweet teleportation.